Hi, and welcome back to this week's video. If you've never been here before, I am Megan J, and I make random YouTube videos about whatever I feel like, and then I'll typically post them on Wednesday. Today we're going to do a DIY that I've actually wanted to do for a long time, but it seemed too hard. First of all, disclaimer, if you clicked on this video thinking, I'm going to learn how to do this from this professional lady, no, you've come to the wrong place. I am not professional. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying and attempting, and I will have to consult the internet multiple times through this video in order to try and do this. I'm estimating this will probably take me about a week. Roughly. I don't know if I bought the right supplies, and I don't know if I bought enough supplies, because my supplies, well, it came from the dollar store. But we're gonna try and make one of those chunky knit blankets. Is this yarn chunky enough? Probably not. Is this yarn good quality? I don't really know. It probably is. I paid $3 a bundle. So we are going to get all set up, and I'm going to attempt to do this all by hand. I bought this blue one and this like kind of tan one that I'm gonna do all of this and then all of this. I don't know if 4 bundles is enough to make a blanket. It's probably not. So we'll probably have to make another trip to the dollar store at some point, but let's get started. Got our yarn laid out with our bundle at the end. Then we're gonna take this piece of yarn, we're gonna put it like this, and then we're gonna twist it like that. Then I'm gonna lay it down. It's gonna untwist itself, so I'm gonna do it again. And then I'm gonna take this piece over here, which is like the tail end piece, pull this through here. That didn't work. We'll try that one more time. Twist, pull. There, want that. So then you pull down. I don't want my loop to be too big, so I'm gonna go with a loop that is that size. We got our tail, which is probably way too long, but I'll cut that later. And we got our working yarn. Apparently the most important thing is to make sure you keep going in the same direction. So I take my loop, take my working yarn, pull it through like that. I think the hardest part for me is going to make sure that those loops are the same size. Put this over here, actually, that'll make it a lot easier. Pull this through. Oh my word. Pull it through the loop. Now I have 2 knits. Pull it through the loop. And we have the line started. Like I said, hardest part will be to make sure that they are the same size. This might end up being a really janky blanket, but we'll see how she turns out. I'm gonna try and make it the length of this table, so let's get to the end of this rope and then we will figure out how to make the next row. I finished my first row. It's about the length of the table, maybe a little bit longer. The loops are not uniform in any way, shape, or form, but this is my first blanket, so I'm not expecting it to be perfect. Now, the next step, I just consulted the internet, is to take this little loop, and I'm sorry if you can't see because everything's so freaking tiny, because I didn't buy the right yarn. Pull this loop forward and kind of like just leave it there. We're gonna pull this yarn over here, because that's what the video showed. And then I'm gonna take not the first loop, but the second loop right here, take my working yarn and pull it through there, pulling it through. Oh my God, come on. Yeah, there we go. to make another loop that looks like the first loop. Yes. There's my heater. And then we're gonna just continue that the entire way down. This is gonna be one janky freaking blanket. Okay, that's 3. And that's 4. Oh God. Okay. Oh boy. All right, we're gonna do that the whole way down. Made it to the end of my second row. Is definitely not perfect. My loops are all different sizes. They are not uniform, and I had to go back over quite a few times because I skipped rows. But we made it to the end of row 2. So now it's essentially the same thing. Pull and grab. Pull and grab. And now we have a third row going. And then all the way this way, I think. The biggest issue I'm having is the yarn keeps twisting like this. So it's really hard for me to tell which way it's supposed to be going. And I have to kind of fiddle around with it to make it straight again. And I don't like that. That is really quite not fun. Made it to the end of row 3. The most frustrating part is the fact that the yarn keeps twisting. So this blanket is probably gonna look not so great, to be honest. But we're gonna start row 4. Take this, pull it through your loop. There's row 4. Made it to the end of row 4. This is a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. There's some chunks of this not so great quality yarn. I am taking a break because I've been doing this for a long time and I need a break. Okay, we had a several hour break. We've got our oh my God! Oh God, the table's going down. Okay, let's fix that. We've had a several hour break and now we're gonna have a new camera angle and continue. This next part, I don't even know if it works. I've seen it done and it's just like linking the thingies together. And apparently you just take a little lighter and that's extremely flammable. And you take this end and you just like squish them together while they're hot. It's definitely very flammable and not really working. So let's try this again. Okay, that actually worked. Back to it. And we need another break. This is, it's not very big. And I don't think I'm gonna have enough yarn, so I'm gonna use all the yarn that I have and then see where we're at. This is like day 3 of me trying to make this blanket. Did I bite off way more than I am capable of? Yes, but now I'm like a good portion of the way through. I don't have enough yarn. Guaranteed, I don't have enough yarn. I bought 4 spools of 75 meters of yarn and I thought, that's enough yarn. It is not. It is not even remotely enough yarn. I'm on to my last little bit of this one. And that's a problem because I needed more yarn. It's like, okay, I'll go back to Dollarama. I'll get some more of the yarn that I bought. Do you think that they had more of the yarn that I bought? No, of course they didn't. They did not. So I was like, all right, well, that's okay. I'll go to the other Dollarama on the other side of town. And I was like, no problem. They'll have it. They had more of the blue. They did not have more of the tan that I was using, which is a problem because I was trying to go for like a cool color scheme, and 2 more of these will not complete the blanket. So I did find this, which is the same kind of fabric and almost the same thickness, not off by much. And it's the same tan, almost. And it kind of goes into like a cool white to yellowish tan. And I was like, well, that might look okay. It might not, but gosh darn it, I have not come this far to not complete this blanket. I will do it. Is it going to be janky and really weird looking? Yes. But I am now determined to complete this blanket to say, yes, I needed a blanket. Oh my God, this is way more work than I thought it would be. This is day 5. I'm really hoping to finish today. I have 1.5 things of yarn left, so I think I finished it. It's so exciting. But now it's time to do the finishing stitches. And after consulting the internet, I think I know how to do it. So, take this loop. We're gonna leave it alone. And we're gonna take this loop and we're gonna feed it through the loop that I just said we were leaving alone. And we're gonna pull it like that. And then we're gonna take the working yarn, take the next loop, and feed it up and through. And then we're gonna feed it through the loop that we left over there and pull it back this way. And then we're gonna do it again and again. And then just keep going all the way down. and it makes like a finishing stitch. I didn't know that I could do this, and look at me go. Take my two little loops, push it through, pull it up and over. Made it all the way to the end, and now I'm just gonna tie it off, double knot it, and then we're gonna clip off the tail. And she's done. Alrighty, 5 whole days later. We've got a blanket. We've got a blanket, people. Look. Forgot to cut off the tail. I'll do that after. But just like that, we got a blanket. Is it perfect? Absolutely it is not. It definitely has some spots where I missed stitches, and there's kind of like a hole almost because I missed some stitches here. But just like people, this blanket is not perfect. And this, for my first time of hand knitting a blanket, I think it's not too shabby, actually. Never in my wildest dreams did I think I could complete a blanket. But here we are. I've knitted a blanket by hand. It was hard and very difficult, but I did it. And it was probably one of the most painstaking things I did. It took me like 10 hours. Will I do it again? No. This is a $24 craft. I will not do it again because I could just buy a blanket. If you like this video, go ahead and smash that like button, click the notification bell so you never miss an episode, and of course subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you next Wednesday. Peace!